While the heat of the summer is fading off and we finally got the truck back, so we figured, why don't we pack up all the stuff, the fam jam, and head almost 2 hours to a little town right outside of Sicamous, BC called Malakwa, and visit a local camping hole that I fondly remember as Pine Creek. So let's get on with this adventure and get this big 40-foot rig parked and get onto Gump and head out.
Good morning, y'all. How's everybody doing today? Well, we're out in the beautiful, South Shuswap. We're just outside of Sicamous, BC. Basically in a little town they call Malakwa, but there is no town, except I think there's a little restaurant. But we're just getting a couple camping nights in before the long weekend comes. And we're on our way to another campground next door on a little bike ride. We're with darling Miss Kenzie.
Hi.
And my wife, who's way ahead of us, Lisa. And we're just running over. We haven't been on much bike rides since the summer heat's kind of come. So we decided to get the bikes out and go camping here. And it's more glamping because there is a pool and full hookups, but the weather outside today is 30 degrees, and as usual, I'll put in the bloop down below what it converts to. So let's get on with this adventure. DJ, can you please roll that intro?
Hey everybody, my name is Andrew Adley. After a workplace accident, I was left as a above-knee amputee. I had a decision to make. Get busy living or get busy dying. Obviously, you only have one life, so I made the decision to get busy living, exploring every opportunity that's presented to me. Tune in every week for different adventures, both from accessibility standpoint to adventures with my family and friends. And every adventure begins with one leg at a time.
So here we begin here. This is I guess you can call it the clubhouse area, and there's my wife Lisa and Kenzie, of course, in front of us. They both have e-bikes. Kenzie's on a rad power bike, and my wife is on a Canadian-made bike called a B-Trex. So that's what it looks like there. It's really kind of weird. This pool is beautiful. It is kind of cold, but my human fish says it's not that cold. Did you hear that? You get to go on the cold pool. But it's kind of weird. It's not full, but we are right before a long weekend, so makes sense. There's the Trans-Canada Highway that's right in front, but you don't really hear it because the trees kind of block the sound, even though we're a row and a street back, but that's what it looks like. It's a Pinnacle Lifestyle Resort campground. I've stayed here a couple times in the past. It's just okay. Like, the pool is really nice. They have Wi-Fi around the pool, so I can get up and do some editing in the morning and edit while the human fish is swimming. I don't know who that would be, but I'm on Gump here. Gump is my Baytech Scrambler. Now, Gump's not very fast, so this is as fast as Gump goes. That's full blast. And it's probably 20 kilometers an hour. I'll put in the bloop what it converts to in miles, but there's the human fish, and she's just flying. I think her bike goes 40, 45, I think. I don't really know, to be exact. You can see there's just a haze of smoke around. Probably from the wildfires, but we can't really smell it, which is nice. They're repaving the highway, so you can see the lines in the highway there. So the place we're going to has a funny story behind it. It's called Yard Creek, and it's a BC provincial campground. It's a beautiful campground, actually. Little bit of swimming in a river, I think, if I remember right, but what the memory is, I call it Pine Creek, because there's so many pine needles everywhere. Last time we stayed there, we came back and we were rinsing it off for days, off the truck, off the top of the trailer. So that's why I call it Pine Needle Creek. But it's kind of a beautiful campsite if you're not into swimming. It's not full hookups. It's just a typical provincial campground. But it's a nice campground, actually. If in the fall, it would be perfect if you like washing up pine needles. So there's a couple of businesses along the edge here. It's not far to get to. It's probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 clicks from our campsite, so not far. And we're probably 15 clicks out of Sicamous. So we're basically in Sicamous. But beautiful area. It is really hot. The UV index must be fairly high because I can really feel it on my skin. Sorry, what, Kenz?
I feel crispy, very crispy in the sun.
So Kenzie says she feels crispy. It's a warm heat, but you could feel it on your skin. So the other thing about today is the girls got me, well, Andrew got me, but said it's from the girls, for my birthday, a new mic. So I'm testing out the new DJI Mini. So I'm hoping it'll bring better sound to the videos. I was using a Hollyland Lark 2 before that, and it was okay. It's a cheaper name brand one, but it's okay. It didn't have the depth of sound that I was looking for. So I switched to DJI, which DJI makes a great product. But let's get on our way to Yard Creek here, and I'll update you when we get there. So this is turning onto Yard Creek Road. So as you can see, Yard Creek, it's a CSRD campsite, paved all the way in. It is a provincial campsite. Now I'm in Gump, which is my Baytech Scrambler, like I was saying, and it's not powerful. It's slow, to be honest with you. Going up hills, it struggles. But I'm blessed enough to have 2 front drives, so I'm using this as my off-road wheelchair, and my other tri-ride, Mad Max, as my everyday one. The reason I have 2 is, it's kind of a weird story, but I had this wheelchair, and the OT that I had didn't really know about front drives. So she said, oh, this will work for you, Andrew. It's lightweight, da-da-da. Got me a cushion, everything. It was great. Got me the Baytech, clipped it on. And then I had a different OT come by and say, why are you in a metal wheelchair? Why aren't you in a titanium? Something that's really light. Sorry, I'll finish my story after, but Kenzie's almost out of power, as you can see. So She's flashing, so she might be out of power soon. She's doing most of the work. Good thing it's not far. Anyways, so she got me this wheelchair. And then the new OT came in and said, no, you should have a titanium wheelchair. So she got me a titanium wheelchair. Everything was great. Super nice wheelchair. It's a tri-ride. Or sorry, a tie something. Anyways, I'll put it in the comments. But she got me this wheelchair, which was great. But then my Baytech would clip onto it. And there was no way to make it unless I sent it back to the manufacturer and they welded in a new bar for it to attach to. So they ended up getting me the tri-ride, which attached to it. So that's why I have two, which I know I'm super lucky to have two. And one of the rare people, I guess, to actually try both. Kenzie's really working to get up this hill, but we're almost into the campground. It's kind of funny. I normally run out of power before Kenzie, so I'm low, but I'm not that low, whereas Kenzie's flashing almost out of power. Oh, she's out of power. Good thing it's only 30 degrees riding back, huh, Kenz?
Yeah.
So this is entering Yard Creek. And the best thing about it, Kenzie, it's all on hills.
I know. I'm out of power.
So this is entering Yard Creek. You can see it's all paved, which is super nice getting in. I think if memory serves me right, when we were here last, it wasn't served, but it wasn't paved, sorry. But I honestly don't remember. This is going through the gates. It is a really beautiful, beautiful campsite, but like I said, there is no swimming, no full hookups, and you got to deal with pine needles. So I'm curious to see if the pine needles are still there. There is a really beautiful waterfall right here also that I'll show you. You can hear the water flowing and so this is the Columbia Creek. You can see that at one point maybe it had a bridge on it. You can see the platforms there. And there's a little waterfall actually behind there, but just beautiful. Looks like maybe they had a landslide or something over there where the bridge used to be.
Unfortunately, when I shot this video, it was in the middle of summer, and you know what happens to water in the summer? It just evaporates and disappears. Normally in the fall, this is a raging creek that goes right by the campground. It's really cool. The waterfall is huge, but this day it looks like nothing, so sorry about that.
So let's get on the campground. So the girls are gonna stay here because Kenzie has no power, and the campground is fairly steep on the rows. So the girls are gonna stay here, and I'm gonna take you guys through. See, it's pit toilets or non-flush toilets. Paved all the way in. It reminds me a lot of Shuswap Provincial, actually. I'll put some stats here of Yard Creek and how many sites it has and stuff, but it is a really beautiful campsite. Really well shaded. And I obviously don't know where I'm going. This is a turnaround, obviously, in the day areas. Sorry, guys. I never said I was good at this. So let's go to the other area. So we'll take you through the sani dump area. So sani dumps here. And then this is where the host is, of course. The host of the most. And Malakwa.ca. I think Malakwa is just an area. You guys can correct me in the comments, but I don't know of a city here. So I think it's just an area or a regional district. Cash only, check only. So this is entering the campsite. No picketing in the campground. Sani dump. Put on this aisle here. It actually isn't bad, like as far as needles this time. Maybe it was just a fluke last time we were here. Somebody's tent camping, which in the shade here, it's actually not that bad at all. It's in the sun, it's just bad. Just beautiful out. I'm surprised for going into a long weekend that it's not more full here, but apparently it's not. But it is 99% on a hill, so you can see that the grade's fairly steep, but you can see the sites are well shaded and well developed for trees, and it's not hard to get in here, that's for sure, with trailers. I think in the fall this would be a beautiful place, but maybe that's when the pine needles come. I honestly don't know. It's kind of a hidden gem here. So I won't go down all the aisles, but you can see that the sites are just covered with this moss, which is really, really cool. So you're not camping on gravel, you're camping on moss. Kind of really reminds me of Vancouver Island and the way a lot of the campsites that we saw there. I'm not sure if it's true representation, but really cool. I'll take you down a couple more of the aisles. I think we've camped here twice in the past. Never with our new trailer, which is a lot longer. Other one's 18 feet. This is a 28 foot, so never the longer one, but it's actually a beautiful campsite. I'm actually surprised. This is not how I remember it. If it had a lake here, this thing would be packed. But let's do a cell phone check to see if there's any bars here for service. Yeah, LTE, I got 1 bar. It's kind of nice. So you could do some work if you had cell phone coverage. I imagine something like a Starlink wouldn't be good in here because of the tree coverage, but you could work from here. So this is pretty cool that you could do that. Like I said, it's like 30 something degrees today, but in the shade here, it's really not bad at all. And it's super duper quiet. And as you can see, it's empty. Today is Tuesday before a long weekend, and if this was Shuswap provincial, man, it would be stuffed. Take you to the end of the road here and I'll show you all the way down. It is on a hill and it's a fairly steep hill, like not crazy, but the way the campsites are, it's pretty easy to back into, which is super nice. But Yard Creek in Malakwa, British Columbia. So you can see old Gump is just flying here. He says he's going 111 kilometers an hour. Somehow I think that's a Donald Trump lie, but it is fairly steep. You can see I'm not using any power at all. It's just coasting. And I think if memory serves me right, it's coming back, but this is where the sani dump is here at the end of the road. And the creek is actually over there in the trees. It's a beautiful campsite. Just doesn't have the swimming that a lot of people are looking for, including us. I mean, when you got the human fish, $2 to dump. So that's not bad for sani dump. I think it's $5 at the Shuswap. I could be wrong, but there's the sani dump area. This is coming out of the sani dump. It is a little tight around this corner here, but definitely doable. And then this is the turnaround. And that's pretty much the entire campsite. Oh, this is, oh, I'm in a bad area. Sorry. Andrew's got to read signs. It said staff only, so I will get out of here before I get in trouble. And give you a reference for time. We're at about, I don't know, 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock. So you can see, you can tell how much sun coverage there is during the day. I mean, you can't hear the highway at all, which is really nice. And you're right close to the highway. So getting in here and out of here is really easy. It's definitely not Pine Needle Creek like I remember. They've definitely cleaned it up, or it was just the time of year where the trees were flaking, but you can really hear Gump struggling to get up this hill. Like, it's a fairly good incline, so you gotta have some power to be able to get this hill, but it's definitely doable. So that's Yard Creek, guys. So we're in Malakwa, right outside of Sicamous, Malakwa, BC, and we're visiting Yard Creek today. So as usual, remember to like and subscribe my videos, and I really appreciate you guys supporting me. If you think it's worth your time, if you don't think it's worth your time, then just thank you for watching. And remember, take it one leg at a time. That's all we got. So let's go catch up to the girls now.